But, no, I had another thing. What classes would you guys choose?
Oh, yes, because they're getting to make some selections.
I was just curious. You've got your mandatories like they explained, right? You have to take Defense Against the Dark Arts. You have to take Potions. And you have to take Herbology. But then they give you a list of, I don't remember if there were any more. I just remember those specific 3. But they give you a list of a ton more, like Ancient Ruins and such.
Like our version of electives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be your thought on a cool class you would want to take if you come into, oh my gosh, there's wizards everywhere and magic? I wonder if they have a something.
I can think of a couple. Number 1, I would for sure not take arithmetic or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. I was going to say that too, to be honest.
Arithmancy?
Yes. No fucking way.
Magic math?
No. Not doing it.
Fuck that. Though I'd probably be good at it.
Right. Well, you would. If you want to go like the easy, I'm going to be a lazy motherfucker for this year since I'm a muggle-born, you go Muggle Studies.
Muggle Studies. Oh, yeah, you would ace that.
Yeah, you're just going to softball of the year. I don't know if Magical Creatures was being offered yet, but for sure that class.
Yeah. Well, that's what Percy tells Harry he should get into. He's like, hey, care of magical creatures if you like being outside. Muggle Studies if you want a soft course and deal with people. Play to your strengths, dude.
Yeah, yep. He explains exactly that. Play to your strengths.
See, I think that, so those two, I would probably go care of magical creatures first, but if I was trying to be a lazy ass, I'd do Muggle Studies second, for sure.
I think I'd totally end up picking a hard one, but it sounds the most interesting to me, and I would go with Ancient Runes.
That could be cool. That's like our version of the ancient Egyptians. Or actually, no, they've had, like, Old English runes.
Yeah. Like, are we talking like Stonehenge and shit?
These are runes.
Yeah. On your wand?
On my wand.
Yeah.
That would be fun to me.
You could get that tattooed on your wand.
I think I might get that tattooed on my arm.
I bet you serious.
I gotta find out what it says, though. Let's not promise this.
Now I'm curious if he had that tattooed, like...
Well, and I bet you Sirius took Ancient Ruins as a class.
Oh, yeah, he probably did.
Oh, yeah.
But after they all choose how they pick the classes, because they all have a different method of doing it.
Yeah, Neville gets written from his family and can't decide, so he just starts asking random people and freaking out about it. Dean Thomas just closes his eyes and points his wand at something on the list and goes, all right, well, that's the one.
There we go.
Harry gets a talking to from Percy, and Ron's just like, fuck it, whatever. And basically picks the easiest sounding ones.
Harry just picks what Ron does, because he doesn't give a shit about his future. He's just like, you want to hang out, bro?
Whatever, man.
That's what I did with Nate in high school.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Until I got in trouble and I got separated from him.
We were just trying to figure out how to survive high school. So it's like, what's just going to hold us down?
Well, that sounds like how Harry did it.
Pretty much.
And then typical Hermione, she picked everything.
Yeah, go figure. But why would they allow her to do that? Even if she is super smart, you only have so much time.
I get this point. I just assumed they weren't going to give her every like she was just like throwing a wide net.
Signed up for everything.
Yeah.
Like, don't even care.
Give me as many as I can or whatever I can.
That's fair. I can see that.
But after this, the Quidditch match is coming like real quick. It's going to be them against the Hufflepuffs. And Wood has them practicing every night after dinner. So Harry's doing like Quidditch and homework. That's his whole life at this point. But it's nice out, so he doesn't really mind as much. Because like you said, it's spring. It's starting to get like nice and warm out.
Yeah.
And it's keeping him out of trouble.
Okay, this was a little bit weird because I had a question about this. It goes a little bit farther into chapter 2, but the night before the game, he puts his broomstick away and in his dorm. They have a fucking broom shed. We established this in the last book.
Yeah, Hagrid was brushing it off.
So, why the fuck is it in his room?
I grew up in the ghetto, and when you have a really shiny cool bike. You have to put it away, otherwise other people want it.
So the broom shed probably does exist, but Harry's like, fuck that, I'm keeping my shit under my bed.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't want his shit tampered with anymore.
Makes sense. Oh, that's a really good point. He's been fucked with a lot playing Quidditch.
Maybe he's taking
He's not
some
fucking around
precautions.
anymore.
I'm just saying, if I was one of his teammates, I might be a little bit like, oh, so you have tons of money in the bank and you have a nice broom. Fuck you, Harry.
Well, he gets his when he gets to the Gryffindor common room. Actually, when he gets to the door of the dorm, he runs into Neville, who is looking frantic, and he says, I don't know who did it. Dude, you look super fucking guilty immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who did it, but, well, your shit's fucked up. Harry goes and looks at what I'm assuming is just his area of the dorm, because they all kind of sleep in one room together, don't they?
I meant, imagine, like, camp with bunk beds.
Okay, yeah. Cabin 6. So his trunk has been emptied, all of his shit's all over the floor. His cloak had been ripped, the bed had been stripped, and his drawers have been pulled from the dresser. All of his shit has been gone through. Dean Thomas swears really fucking loud, which seemed out of place for the moment. Like, you wouldn't just walk in and be like, fuck! Oh, dude, what happened to your shit?
I imagine he came in and went like, holy shit. Or something like that.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
He's the muggle
What
born.
happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. The muggle borns are more apt to just be like, swears.
What I thought was cool here is Ron notices the outturned pockets. And he's like, oh, somebody was looking for something. Maybe that should have had come into play when they were choosing their classes. I don't know if the wizards have police per se. I know there's the Ministry of Magic that's been spoken about, but we don't know if there's like wizard cops yet.
Yeah.
But if he's picking up on shit like that, maybe something he'd be good at.
He's got good logic skills.
And Ron is ride or die. We've established this. He's hardcore. In it to win it, baby.
But as Harry's putting all his shit away, he notices the only thing missing is Tom Riddle's diary. And they go back to the common room and they tell Hermione about it. And the only thing she has to say is that it has to be a Gryffindor because nobody else has the password. Nobody else, like, and that's the end of this whole shit, which I thought was weird because I'm like, nobody else even in the dormitory is like, Harry, why did somebody go through your shit? And you're not telling the whole, like, everybody why they did or what was taken. Like, it's a weird fucking situation. Nobody else got their shit taken, like, gone through.
And I mean, it really paints him into a corner because the one thing that's missing, he can't tell people that's missing. So all he can say is somebody went through my shit and just fucked it all up and threw it all over the place. I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think all of the teachers have the passwords for all of the...
Right. They totally do. It
Yeah.
totally could have been the teachers. Me and Nate were even talking. There's all these kids who are hanging out with other kids their age.
Right.
And you can't, like, I'm friends with a Hufflepuff. You don't think I'm ever going to be like, yo, this week's fucking password was like...
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Pig stomach. Something weird. And, like, yeah, spaghetti. And...
Or not even telling them the password. What if you're just like, hey, Hufflepuff friend, come to my Gryffindor common room. And you
Right.
bring them in. Can't you not?
Is there
can
not
you
a rule? Or, like, just walking past some kids as they're going into their classroom, like, into their common room, you maybe hear them shouting out this password into the middle of the hallways, which we know are not very absorbent of sound.
Well, I mean, you could say that, but a Gryffindor would never just happen to be by the Slytherin common room. Because that's down in the dungeons.
Also, classrooms are down in the dungeons.
Ah, that's true. You know what? You got me there.
Potions is down there.
Speaking of dark arts, real quick, I also think it's weird that we haven't heard anything about any other classes from Gilderoy, and it's been a whole year. The only one that anybody's ever referenced is that Pixie one. So we don't know what the fuck he's been doing all year in that class.
Yeah, what the heck are
Answering-
they doing?
Answering fan mail.
Yeah, just talking about himself.
I think basically at this point in the chapter, there's many, many, many questions to a very overlooked scene. It's fleeting. There's so much that could have gone on there. And it was just kind of left as like, your shit got gone through. Now what?
Well, now it's the next day, and Harry's all like, I wonder who the fuck did this. But he's got to get ready for the game.
Gotta get your head in the game.
Right. Get. Right.
High School Musical.
Yeah. I almost
Not
did.
going there?
I almost did. And
Almost?
I said, nope. Okay.
Why don't you finish that beer, Jade?
You gonna get me singing again?
It'll happen, guys. Stay tuned. It's coming.
Kill this time. Let me rip. Tear.
I don't know. It seems pretty random. Like, what? What are you asking for? That wasn't up front at all. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You get it's bad and it's probably murderous, but he didn't really say anything, just a bunch of random shit.
Yeah. He's walking out and he's hearing this weird, disjointed
Ominous voice.
Yeah.
You would be freaked out, but just from the words, be like, okay?
Is he hearing the monster or somebody?
I don't know.
We
he
don't
doesn't know.
But it's very creepy.
But it is in his head because he's like, whoa, did you guys fucking hear that? And Ron says no. And Hermione goes, oh, I understand something, and takes off to the library.
No, the fuck you don't. I'm just saying, no.
I'm just as clueless as Harry was because I'm like, this is
What
a
if-
really awkward-ass
Yeah.
time for you to run away.
I'm hearing voices, and you're totally ditching me for the library.
It also makes her look guilty as hell.
That's what I'm saying. It was a very weird thing for her to speak, I understand. And then she took off. But Ron does say a very cool thing where he's like, when in doubt, go to the library.
Because that's what she does.
That's what Hermione does.
Yep.
He's a smart ginger. Gingers, you're smart. Forgive me. Didn't mean it that way.
You all have souls.
Yeah.
So Harry grabs his gear and he heads down to the game. But as they're getting ready, McGee walks onto the pitch. It says pitch. It switched back from field again. With a purple bullhorn. It's like a loudspeaker.
Yeah.
And announces that the game is canceled. Students should go back to their common rooms where their house leader will give them more information. Then she calls Harry and Ron over to come with her.
Okay. Why, if the kids are already out, everybody's out there, there's teachers out there, why are we canceling the game? Even if there has been what we know has happened, okay? Everybody's out there. Nobody else is going to get fucking attacked in the middle of the Quidditch pitch, okay?
You might get a rogue bludger.
Who gives it? They were going to do it anyways, even with the risk of the bludger, because that happened in like a previous game, and the teachers
Yeah.
had a problem with that.
Fuck it, we're playing.
Playing Quidditch and watching the Quidditch game would be the safest place if somebody just got attacked in the castle, and it would give all of the whole school one last happy moment.
Harry actually says that he's super. How does he put it? He says he's relieved that everybody is at the Quidditch match after hearing all of the.
Right, that they won't be in the castle.
Because everybody's
Yes.
right there and watching.
Yep.
I mean, that goes to your point, Jade. I think you're right. I think they would have been totally fine playing the game.
They should have. And I think that most school officials would probably have gone with that. They probably would have been like, hey, listen, most of the schools out there, let's all handle this. And when the school gets back from the Quidditch game, we will address them and tell them that there has been another attack.
Right.
This was disruptive as fuck, and it would panic and terrify most of the school.
And in that chaos would probably lead to a good opportunity for this person to attack somebody.
Yes! Yes.
So they've done the exact wrong thing.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Way to go. So she brings Harry and Ron to their infirmary, and she's like, I'm not going to warn you at all first. I'm just going to pull back this curtain and let you see your best friend frozen on the bed.
I guess it'd be better than completely dead.
I mean, it would be, but it's still like, come on, give some kids some warning, McGee. What the fuck?
You gotta train them.